Yo, what the fuck is up, everybody? In today's video, I'm coming at you with the story of my first time ever smoking. I am so excited to be bringing you guys the story time video. I have already told this once before on my channel in the past. Last time that I uploaded this story video, I didn't realize, but a lot of the videos that I was uploading at that time, when I would convert the video over after editing, the audio in the background music, and the audio of the video were synced together when I would convert the video over, meaning that the background music wasn't background music anymore. It was loud as all fuck, and you could barely understand what I was saying. It was super annoying to watch, let alone try to follow along with the story. So I watched it over pretty recently and I was like, holy fuck, like, I didn't realize almost every video that I uploaded during that time period is completely fucked up, including a lot of storytime videos. So I don't know if I'm going to end up doing any more over once again, but this is one that I had to do over again. My first time ever smoking is a very, very important story to any stoner. It's something that you're more than likely going to remember the rest of your life, and I figured I would go ahead and retell it, as it is probably my favorite story to tell on this channel, I cannot lie. So I'm going to gather all my stuff, head down to the fishing spot, and I'll get back with you guys. I'm not even going to lie, guys. I just decided to go ahead and walk around. I have so many fucking memories here. Like, I can't even begin to describe, man. I've been coming here since I was like 2 or 3 years old, for real. And I moved away a long time ago. Like, I used to live up by Cleveland, and I never thought that I was going to be moving down here. Like, this area right here where I'm standing is where I shot my first gun ever. You know, this fucking little spot down here is where my dad used to take me all the time. We'd go fishing, camping with him and his friends. I'm so happy to have a spot like this out in the middle of nowhere, nobody to bother me. I mean, it's pretty rare that there's other people out here. Sometimes there is, you know, but for the past little while, it's been absolutely vacant, and it's fucking awesome. Super dank purple weed, man. I cannot wait to get to smoking on this. Alright guys, I got myself a nice fat bowl of some of this super fire purple weed loaded up. I'm gonna go ahead and take my first rips off of this thing. This is my first smoke of the day, so I'm gonna be getting very lit in this video. Cheers, everybody. I just cleaned this bowl last night. So holy fuck, man, this stuff tastes so good. And those immediate effects off of that first hit of weed of the day, man, holy shit, I feel so good off of that one rip. Alright guys, so this story takes place back in 2017, 7th grade, middle school. I was 13 years old at the time. Previous to this, when I was in 6th grade, I could not even begin to describe to you guys my enthusiasm for cannabis without ever even having smoked it before. I did my own research, just like basically anybody who ends up becoming interested in weed. I had done my own research and realized that everything that I was being told by authoritative figures, teachers, parents, whatever, was essentially complete bullshit. I had done my own research and realized that all of the effects that you get from cannabis sounded like something that it was like, why would I not want to do this? I knew that every other drug was absolutely terrible, but weed, especially with, I was watching so many different YouTubers. I started watching Xcode around that time, and I don't want to say that these people influenced me. They definitely didn't, but they helped me see the light even more to know that cannabis isn't a bad thing at all. But it was really my own research, like really looking into it, trying to learn as much as I can about weed, that made me realize this actually sounds fucking awesome. So for my entire 6th grade year, I asked everybody, anybody that I knew who looked like they smoked weed, who maybe had an older brother who smoked weed, I asked at least 50 different people over that school year, do you know where I can get some weed? Do you know where I can get some bud? And nobody wanted anything to do with me. Come to find out a couple years later, when I talked to these people on, Snapchat and stuff like that, years later, a lot of them actually did smoke back then, but they just didn't want anything to do with me because they were stealing it from their parents or getting it from their older brother or sister. My best friend at the time smoked weed regularly and completely hid it from me. Never, told me anything about it. I had some sneaking suspicions and I tried to get weed from him multiple times, but he never wanted anything to do with me. And I fully understand why. It was definitely the type of thing, especially at that young of an age, you probably want to keep it entirely to yourself, really. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and take a nice fat rip. So I continued on into my seventh grade school year, right? And still, I was asking person after person, do you know where I can get any bud? And it was always a constant thing on my mind. I mean, basically every single day I was listening to music related to weed. I was just thinking about, man, I can't wait until my first time that I can smoke. I really wanted to give you guys that little bit of background so you could know my mindset at the time. I was a stoner before I had ever even smoked before, thinking about weed all the time, trying to score bud all the time, and failing every single time. But either way, in the middle of my 7th grade year, I had some stuff happen in my family life where I had to move back to my hometown, which meant that I had to switch schools. And the first thought that came to mind was, I guarantee you I'm going to be able to score some bud at this new school. And I wasn't wrong. So one of the things that I quickly realized was that the cafeteria at the school was super small, to the point where there wasn't enough seats for everybody. There was a lot of kids that had to eat their lunch on the floor, or they had to find a classroom to go and eat their lunch in, right? And I noticed that there was one spot that was open every now and then. And every time I would ask to sit there, they would let me sit there. The reason that it was open every now and then is because the kid that would typically sit there, his name was Kevin. He was in trouble all the time, constantly in detention, suspended all the time, stuff like that. So, he wasn't really there too often. So I was able to sit there every now and then. But then I also noticed that another seat ended up opening up. I think the kid ended up moving away or something like that, because they would sit there every single day, but I never saw them again after this point. And the girl that sat right next to that seat, I decided to just fucking ask her out. And the biggest thing for me, I knew it was a middle school relationship. I knew it was going to last like a week, but I would have a permanent place to be able to sit at lunch. And that was the big thing for me. That's why I really even wanted to ask her out. Like, yeah, I was interested in her. Yeah, I wanted to date her, but I really wanted a spot to be able to sit at lunch, as fucked up as it sounds. But either way, so cheers, everybody. So once I secured this spot at lunch, I ended up talking to this kid who sat across the table from me, and his name was Hunter. So as you can imagine, the first thing that I asked Hunter is, do you know where I can get any weed? He's like, yeah, man, I smoke every day. Come over to my house and I'll get you fried after school. I just start explaining to him, I've been trying to get weed for a year and a half. Like, this is fucking crazy. I'm so fucking ready. I'm so down for this. So I add him on Snapchat. I hit him up after school, and the entire school day, I am fucking freaking out. Like, I'm like, oh my God, I cannot fucking wait for this. Those times were different. I miss it so much. I look back on it with so much nostalgia. Things will never be the same. I was talking to a guy at work that I knew from way back in the day. Like, I used to hang out with him at this dude's house, at Hunter's house. And like, I smoked with him a couple times and everything like that. And we were talking about the days back then. It's just like, dude, things will never be like that again. Like, it's crazy. I honestly kind of took it for granted a little bit. So I make my way home. I wait probably about an hour or two, and I ended up, texting Hunter, and I'm like, can I come over? Like, are you ready for me to smoke with you guys? And he's like, yeah, man. I put this address on my phone, and I make this like weird ass way through my town. I had never taken this way again past the first time going to his house, because I found a way better, way quicker route. But I'm making like all these random ways, passing through these busy ass streets and everything like that, dodging traffic and whatever, running across these big streets. And I finally make it to his house right before sunset. Like, the sun is going down right then and there. It's going to be dark outside in like 10 minutes, right? So I make it over to his house, and I, go up to his loft bedroom. And if you don't know what that is, a loft bedroom, the whole upstairs is one room. I have so many memories of piling kids into that loft bedroom, 10, 15 people, having a giant smoke circle. It was such good times. It was the one place where, back in the day, most people didn't have a safe place to smoke. They didn't have their own house. So it was either find some place outside to smoke or go to Hunter's house. Everybody knew Hunter's house as the place to go if you wanted to be able to smoke. You just had to let, everybody else smoke along with you. So either way, cheers, everybody. So I make my way up there, and Hunter is there, Kevin is there as well, and Tyler. So once I make my way up there, I sit down on this treasure chest in Hunter's room. He had just like random pieces of furniture, not a lot of stuff to like sit down on, but Hunter and Kevin were sitting on his bed. And then I think there was like this glass table that Tyler was sitting on, right? There was another kid there named Tyler. And I didn't hang out with Tyler too long after this. He stopped being friends with us like a month or two after this, which I was pretty glad for, because he was a straight dick to me, man. Like, he would shoot me with pellet guns all the fucking time for no reason, just randomly. Like, I'd be sitting there and I'd just get hit with a fucking airsoft bullet in my fucking arm. Like, like just stupid ass shit. But Either way, so break out the weed. I can't remember whose weed it was, but I'm pretty sure that it was Kevin's, right? Like I'm like 80-90% sure that this was Kevin's weed, right? So they break out this stuff. The person that is to my left hits it first, which would have been Hunter. Hunter takes the first rip. He passes it to Kevin. Kevin takes a hit off of it. Pass it over. Tyler's the next person to take a rip, and he passes me the smoking device. We're smoking out of a steamroller, a plastic steamroller with a metal bowl. It has gold stars all over it. It's like purple or pink with glitter all over it as well, so it like sparkles as you turn it around and everything as you look at it in the light. I'll always remember that piece, and I tried to look for one for years after this, but I could never find something that quite resembled that piece. I try to go and take my first rip, and I just can't. Like, I'm trying to get my hand over the end of the steamroller to block off the air, and every single time that I'm doing it, I just can't quite get my hand to cover it fully. So instead of breathing in this hit, I'm just roasting the top of the bowl, just decimating the weed, right? And I keep trying to do it. Everybody's just staring at me like, what the fuck? Like, what's going wrong here? Like, what could you possibly not be doing? Like, are you just not breathing in when you're trying to take your hit? Cheers, everybody. I'm trying to light this bowl, but I can't. And Tyler's looking at me, and he says, fuck this kid. He's not getting high. Exact words. Takes the bowl from me. Kevin goes over to him, grabs the bowl from him, and he's like, no, fuck that. He's getting fried. He comes over to me, holds the, steamroller up, puts his hand over it, has the lighter, and he's like, rip this thing. So, I go to rip it, he lights it, and I just take the fattest fucking rip. He makes sure to clear the entire rest of that bowl, just keep going, just roasting the fuck out of that thing. So I take this fat ass rip for my first rip ever. And of course, with a steamroller, I actually inhale it. I get that full rip because, it's actually like, you're breathing in. It's like a bong without the base, where you have the fucking water in and everything like that. It's essentially what a steamroller is, really. It's like a straight tube bong, but without the part where you have the water in it, So, cheers. So, I take this massive fucking rip. I blow out this fat cloud, and the effects hit me immediately. And I quickly realize this is why so many people smoke. Like, this is what everybody talks about. This is what I've been waiting for so long. I had, multiple instances. Like I mentioned in this video, I tried to smoke with one kid. And before this, in 6th grade, there was one kid who also said, I have some weed, let's go smoke. I was at my friend's house, and he lived a couple houses down. He came over to my friend's house and said he had bud. So I went to go smoke with him. He pulls out this fucking mechanical pencil, and he has little tiny pieces of resin, like the smallest tiny pieces. And he's like, let's smoke this, man. It's going to get us fried. And I'm like, this isn't even weed. So we go and try and smoke it. And, we get no smoke at all. We don't get fried at all. Complete fucking waste of time. Like, I had instances like that, and it was just like, finally, man. Like, I am so fucking happy to finally have smoked bud, And I'm just sitting there chilling, vibing, having a good time. And I'm there for probably about like another 2 hours. I can't really remember exactly what happens, but it's probably like 9, almost 10 o'clock at this point. And, I decide I need to make my way home. It's getting pretty damn fucking late for me, 13 years old, to be staying out, especially because pretty sure I had school the next day as well. So, either way, I, start making my way back to my house. And as I'm making my way back, it is like a fucking acid trip. It literally is. Like, it's so crazy to me. My first couple of times smoking were, honestly, relatable to an acid trip, and that's how I know that this was 100% weed. Like, it wasn't like I smoked anything else. All of the effects that I was having besides, like, the stuff that I'm about to talk about was exactly comparable to weed. Like, it was 100% weed, and also because, the couple times after this, it was honestly comparable to a fucking acid trip, man. And I think a lot of people watching this video, you're probably saying to yourself, I can 100% relate to that. So you can take another rip. So I'm making my way back to my house and I'm walking down one of the busiest streets in my town. On the other side of the street, I'm looking at all of the houses and I see this kid in the front yard. He's probably like 4 or 5 years old. He's got blonde hair. He's got a white and blue striped shirt on and he has a laser pointer and he's pointing it at a tree. And I can see the laser going up and down the tree. Like I can see all of that. And, you know, I fucking look away and I look back like super, super quick and he's gone. Completely disappeared. Like he's not, it just completely disappeared. I'm just thinking like, did he run behind that tree? You know, I take, 2 more steps to where I can see behind that tree as I'm, passing by it from the other side of the street. He's not there. Like he just completely fucking disappeared. He never existed. It never existed. Like that still blows my mind to this day because I know for a fact that it was because of me smoking bud. I know that it was like, it's just crazy to me that I would have saw something like that just because of weed. To think of that today, like weed doesn't hit me like that at all. Like I could not imagine seeing something off of bud, but that's how it was at the time, which is crazy as fuck. So I continue to make my way and I'm passing by this school that I later had to go to for this probation after school program. It was like this thing where you had to go after school 5 days a week. You had the weekends off, but 5 days a week I wasn't able to hang out with anybody, wasn't able to do anything because I had to go to this after school program and sit there and do absolutely nothing. I had nothing to do. We would literally sit there and do fuck all, which sucked. So, I didn't know it at the time, but I'd have to go there for a very, very long time, for about like a year and a half. So either way, I'm passing by there and there is this truck, and in the truck bed, I see this figure, right? And I stop and I look at it and it's like moving around and I'm like, oh my fucking God, there's a monkey in this guy's truck bed. And the only thing that comes to my mind is what irresponsible motherfucker would leave a monkey or leave their pet monkey in their truck bed. How could you forget that, right? That's the only thing that comes to my mind. So I'm looking at this thing and it's moving around, it's looking at me, and slowly it morphs back into what it actually is, which is just a pile of sticks in the back of this guy's truck bed. Yeah, so I continue walking, continue making my way, and I saw a couple of other things. I had them written down on this old-ass phone that I had way back in the day, but I don't have it anymore, and even back then, for some reason, I ended up deleting it at some point. I have no... Oh, it was because I was on fucking probation, and I had it, like, listed as first time ever smoking, what I saw and everything, and I figured if I ever got my phone taken, which I actually end up getting my phone taken probably like 2 times at one point, because they just didn't want me being able to do fucking anything, which was just shitty as hell. But either way, I make my way back home. I go through the alley, go through the back door. On my great-grandma's house, she had one of those back porches where it had the chicken wire around it, the roof overhead, so you could go back there when it was raining, enjoy the weather, get fried. I have so many memories sneaking out there in the middle of the night when it was pouring down rain and getting absolutely baked. Rolling up fucking pre-rolled raw cone, or the raw cones. I don't know why I said pre-roll. I'm so high right now, it's really hard for me to be able to explain things, but either way. I go back into my house, right? And immediately, my grandma, I lived with my great-grandma and my grandma at the time. And sadly, my great-grandma's house ended up burning down. That absolutely sucks, but yeah, like I fucking go in there and my grandma's like, let me see your eyes. She has me sit down with her and she's like, let me see your eyes. She looks at my eyes and I'm thinking she's definitely going to know that I'm baked. Like, it's my first time ever smoking. There's no way that my eyes aren't red. But she doesn't say anything. And I just go up to my room. I chill for a little while. I put on Mac and Devin Goes to High School and I go and raid the fridge. Go back upstairs. I was probably pretty obvious that I smoked weed, but it turns out that she had no suspicions at all that I was smoking weed or anything like that for the longest time until I ended up telling her, like, I smoke weed, right? But either way, so I, raid the fridge, go back upstairs. I'm fucking just munching down, watching Mac and Devin Goes to High School, and I have never laughed at a movie harder in my entire fucking life. But I look back on it now, I watched it recently, Mac and Devin Goes to High School, and that has to be one of the shittiest movies that I've ever fucking seen. Like, honestly, it's pretty damn bad. It's not terrible, but it's terrible. Like, it's not good, but for some reason, I thought it was so fucking funny at the time, and I don't know, that was a really like memorable experience watching Mac and Devin Goes to High School just munching the fuck down.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head out of here. Hope everybody enjoyed the video.
Everybody's high as fuck as always. Peace.